under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Hendrickson, will you please call the roll?
Jessica Higgins.
Here.
Donnie Crook. Here. Beth Campbell. Sean Jacobs.
Here.
Danny Washer.
Here.
All right, we have a quorum. Next, we need to approve the February 6th regular meeting minutes and also the February 28th special called minutes. Do I have a motion to approve those as is?
So moved.
Motion's been made by Mr. Washer. Do I have a second? Second by Ms. Higgins. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Right, minutes pass. All right, at this time, I'd like to give anyone a chance in the audience to address the council at this time. Hilton, you ain't got anything? All right, all right. So, seeing none, we will move on and go to our, well, before we get into our agenda, let me make two announcements. I don't want to forget this. This Saturday, we have a spring fling here downtown from 10 to 3. So if you can, come out. I'm sure all the shops will be open. I know they'd be glad to see everyone. So the next thing, I talked to Miss Gina Cawthorn this evening, and we still do not have enough lifeguards. It seems like we're here this time every year. She said that we had to have 10 more by April the 16th. I talked to Mr. Robinson about this, and he acted like we might have to know sooner about ordering materials for the pool, because we don't want to order a lot of chemicals. If, you know, sad story is, if we don't have enough lifeguards, we can't open the pool. We've got to, so just keep that in mind. Dwayne, thank you for doing a story on that as well. So, all right, we'll get, does anybody have any comments on that discussion? Okay, at this time, we'll get into our agenda. We have the second and final reading of Ordinance 508, rezoning the property located on the corner of 56 and Jennings Lane from residential to commercial. And before we take a vote on ordinance number 508, I'll open it up for a public hearing at this time if anyone would like to comment on this ordinance 508. Okay, seeing none, we will move on. Is there any discussion on ordinance number 508 at this time? Do I have a motion to approve ordinance 508 on the second and final reading?
I make a motion that we approve ordinance 508.
Okay, motion has been made by Ms. Higgins. Do I have a second?
Go ahead.
Second by Ms.
She got it.
Chandler. Mr. Hendrickson, will you please call the roll?
Yes. Jessica Higgins.
Yes.
Donnie Crook.
Yes.
Beth Chandler.
Yes.
Sean Jacobs.
Yes.
Danny Washer.
Yes.
All right, ordinance 508 passes on the final and second reading. Next on the agenda is the first reading of ordinance 511. This is concerning our septic tank, effluent pumps, and our low pressure systems. Daniel Tribble was here in our last meeting and kind of explained this. Of course, a lot of this stuff will be grandfathered in, but is there any questions, concerns? You know, I sent you the email from Daniel so you could review that earlier, and I didn't get any questions. So, Mr. Hendrickson, you got anything you want to add to that?
No, unless Kevin does.
Okay. You probably need to read that before we take it to a vote.
Okay. So this is ordinance
511.
511, an ordinance to amend the official zoning
No, 511.
ordinance.
Over.
Staple it together. This is an ordinance on low pressure and septic tank effluent pump pressure system connections, whereas the city owns and operates an existing gravity wastewater collection, whereas TDEC passed updated rules in May of 2022 that states the following in Chapter 4, 4006, operating low-pressure pumps and low-pressure pumps, septic tank effluent pumps, also known as STEP. Sewage is a low-pressure design and shall be owned or under control of the municipality, other body of government, public utility district, or a privately owned public utility demonstrating lawful jurisdiction over the service area.
All right. Does anybody got any questions? If not, do I have a motion to pass ordinance 511 on the first reading?
So moved.
Motion's been made by Mr. Washer. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Jacobs. Please call roll, Mr. Hendrickson.
Jessica Higgins,
Yes.
Donnie Crook,
Yes.
Beth Chandler,
Yes.
Sean Jacobs,
Here. Yes.
Danny Washington.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Yes.
Ordinance 511 passes on, well, first reading passes. The only other item we have on the agenda is our awarding our bridge bid. Mr. Henderson, I'll let you.
So we put out for bid for the Dry Creek Bridge, and we only had one bid, and it was from Twin K Construction out of Helenwood, Tennessee. And they actually did the bridge down here below, I guess what we call town. But anyway, it was for $630,605. And Hazel Construction or Engineering is the ones over that. And they were the only ones for it.
20K?
20K.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And that should be under our ARP money.
And let me say this too, I talked to Representative Hale last week, and he is going to the state, to committee to try to get us $250,000 towards this. Now, that's no guarantee, but I know he's been very on top of this project. So, again, he's gonna go and ask for that money. If he can get us anything, I'd be appreciative. But I guess we'll wait to hear, if he can get any money from them, so.
But with the construction costs and engineering, we're hoping the ARP will cover 100% of this. We may have to pay a little bit. It's better than what it could have been.
And it's something we need to do, we've got to do. I don't know, Kevin, did he say anything about maybe start date? I know it's materials and things like that. Okay. But I would say that this would be started, hopefully immediately. So do I have a motion to accept this bid?
So moved.
Motion's been made by Mr. Jacobs. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Crook. Call roll, please, Mr. Henderson.
Danny Washer,
Yes.
Sean Jacobs,
Yes.
Beth Chandler,
Yes.
Donnie Crook,
Yes.
Jessica Higgins.
Yes.
Right, 5 yeses, so we will let them know that we have accepted their bid. So, anybody got anything else to add, discussion? Anybody good? All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion's been made by Mr. Washer, do I have a
Second.
second? Second by Ms. Higgins, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any